Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm Gamesplaining Space Gate Odyssey. The game of Space Gate Odyssey is a 2 to 4 player game. It was presented to me by the store owner saying, hey, check this out. It's just come out this year. I'm not sure how many months ago, but 2019 is the date on the box. The guy in the shop was saying to me that no one seems to know about this, and I kind of agree with him. I haven't seen or heard any information about Space Gate Odyssey in my travels, and I listened to a heck of a lot of different podcasts that could theoretically cover these games. This game is put out by Ludonauts in France. They're a solid company. I've got a few of their games on my shelves that I quite enjoy playing. So I don't know why this one has gone unnoticed. So if you have never heard of Space Gate Odyssey, you may be forgiven. Looking at it on the table, it looks like you should be doing a heck of a lot of stuff, but what you're actually doing is vastly different than the appearance of what it looks like you should be doing. In essence, you're just moving a guy, so there's this little board in the middle that has 5 different locations. You're moving a guy from one of those locations to another. However many guys you have in that location gives you points, and that allows you to do that same action however many times. So if you've got 3 guys in there with the guy you've just moved, then you get to do the action 3 times. Once you've done the action, the next person going around the table who has guys in that spot also gets to do the action. I really like that as a mechanism. I think that's really wonderful. It keeps people active and actively involved even though it's not their turn, and can be quite a substantial amount of time theoretically between turns. It could actually be quite quick if everyone's kind of done their thinking and pre-planned and all that type of stuff, because other than someone's done an action, okay, I can do stuff, you kind of have a bit of time to think, oh, I'll do that and that and that and that. There are only realistically 3 things. Like, you're trying to achieve one goal, but there are only 3 things you can do. You can either move through a particular coloured room, you can bring extra rooms into your space station, or you can bring more people into your space station. Once you've filled up the appropriate rooms, they will then send out of that room to a planet location, and each of the planets is different. And I've said in the Gamesplaination that I will let you have a look at the back of the rulebook to see what needs to happen, because there's 2 different sides on each of those planets. So one side works for a certain number of players, the other side works for a different number of players. So it might be 2, 3, 4, or it might be 2, 3, 4. And the explanation of how you use that planet is written and is vastly different for every single planet. So having all of those explained is, you can read. You're okay with that. That's pretty much all that the game has available to it. But within all of that, there's a heck of a lot of thinkiness that can go into it. There's a lot of thought process. I fear that on the first play, that a lot of people get caught in the building this space that I can move people through, rather than thinking, oh, the actual game is about getting guys from the spot where they've been brought in to the spot where they'll get sent out. So if I can fill up these spots and send them out quicker than everyone else, then I'll likely win the game. Having that at the forefront of your fort is actually really important throughout the entire game. And kind of thinking these other things, these other processes or other rooms that you could put onto your module are important, because putting more spaces for people to come into, it obviously puts more people into your module. You can then go from that to a spot that's going to get sent out. So balancing that is really important. Moving through the different colours of room is also important. So if you've got a couple that you can move through, it's probably worthwhile. Not having too far for the guys to travel, the meeples to travel once they're in your module, is really important as well. But then having those other things, the level 2 things that allow you to put extra engineers into the main module where you're actually moving things around, or putting robots, or upgrading those engineers that are in there. All that stuff is really important stuff to do. But you can get lost in doing that and putting more and more rooms into this module without thinking, oh, I just need to send guys out of this module to the planets. And that's actually the game. That's what the game is about. There is scoring at the end for the number of rooms of certain colors, or for each color, should I say. There's scoring there, and there's scoring for having a sets of all 3 colors within your space module thing. Sorry, I keep forgetting words. I do apologize about that. But there are points there, and it's worthwhile going after those points. But you've got to be really careful that you don't just go for those points. Getting the guys out onto the planets can be really beneficial and is actually the way you're going to do well with the game. Overall, I actually quite enjoyed my play of Space Gate Odyssey. I think it's a nice little game. I fear that it sits on the table as too big a game for what it actually provides. But if you can get past that and just play it and just get into having those things, it's a worthwhile one to have a look at. So look, don't ignore that this exists. Please have a look at it. Go ahead, watch my gameplay Gamesplanation to get a feel for how the game actually plays and get an idea of if you'll like the game or not. It is definitely a space theme, so just be aware of that. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be Gamesplained, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games that I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.